name is Phil. Welcome to my non-spoiler review of X-Men Apocalypse. X-Men Apocalypse is the third movie in a trilogy that started with X-Men First Class and then was continued with X-Men Days of Future Past. Both of these movies were brilliant and critics and fans both loved these movies. The first reviews for X-Men Apocalypse were very mixed. Some really loved the movie, some really hated the movie, and most people thought it was mediocre. And I do understand why quite a lot of people didn't like the movie. It does have its flaws, but I think that the positive aspects absolutely outweigh the negatives. And to me, it's the best X-Men movie ever made. Even though it doesn't have the best story. It has a good story, but it doesn't have the best story. X-Men Days of Future Past, in my opinion, had the best story so far. What are the problems of the movie? The problems are the editing, and I think that's the only real problem. This movie already is quite long, and I think they cut quite a few scenes out of the movie to make the movie tighter, and there are a lot of different story arcs. Every character has his own story arc, and they are intercut, so you jump from one story to the other, back to the first one. And because of that, sometimes you don't feel the emotional impact that you should feel. But that is only a problem for the middle of the movie. I think the beginning of the movie and the end of the movie are incredibly good and powerful. This movie takes place in the 80s. The 80s were a time when everything was over the top, very colorful, and that's exactly how the movie felt. It felt like an 80s comic book brought to life. It's the first time that I've seen the X-Men portrayed exactly the way they should be portrayed. All the new characters, Cyclops, Storm, Psylocke, Jean Grey, Nightcrawler, Professor Xavier, Magneto, Apocalypse, and oh my god, Apocalypse. Very understated, not an over-the-top villain. He at times feels like a normal person with a weird costume and makeup in his face, but I really liked that. I didn't appreciate it in some of the scenes at that time, but later when he got more and more godlike and more powerful, I was like, oh my god, he really changed from this guy who's tempting you to join him and who feels approachable to somebody who is an absolute power maniac who pretty much wants to destroy everything that we have on this planet at the moment to build something new. Some people criticize Jennifer Lawrence's performance as Mystique, and they say that she's just not interested in the franchise anymore. And maybe that's true, but I thought her performance in this movie was brilliant. I really liked it, but it works really well with the story. In this story, she plays Mystique at a time in her life where she doesn't want to fight anymore. She doesn't want to be a hero. She doesn't want to be the poster girl for the mutant community. She's tired, and that's how she comes across. She's not a fighter anymore, and I don't know if that just reflects how Jennifer Lawrence felt about the whole franchise, but it works. I think she's a different Mystique from what we saw before, but I don't want to see the same characterization again and again and again. Professor Xavier changed, Magneto changed, everybody changed, Beast changes, and I loved every second of it. So I urge you to go and watch X-Men Apocalypse, but watch it with the eyes of wonder. Don't over-analyze the movie. Don't over-criticize the movie. you won't enjoy it as much as I did if you want to see the problems with the movie. So that was my non-spoiler review for X-Men Apocalypse. I'm gonna do a spoiler review as well. Enjoy the movie and peace.